First thing I wanted to do is just introduce the people that are here. I have brothers that came from Ireland. I didn't know they were coming. They surprised the heck out of me. I thought I was having a stroke when they came in. I looked and I saw them. I thought I was, this is it, I'm done. But anyway, thank you, Tommy and Mark, for coming. I have two daughters here, Patricia and Deirdre. Patricia was yesterday with her son, William. He couldn't make it today, but Mary was with her. And Deirdre is the one that did a lot of the organization and put a fantastic video together that we saw earlier today. Mary, our granddaughter, who went with us on a trip to Ireland 3 years ago, and she said she hated it. Oh, Mary.
Hated it. Yeah.
Mary.
Worst.
We thought that we wouldn't even get her to come back with us. And we have Tanya Murphy over here, who's almost family. Tanya got to know Deirdre in high school, and we haven't been able to get rid of her since. She's been out in Arizona and all over the place with us, so every time I turn around, and she leaves her husband and kids. I have
She
no idea
loves
about
you
it.
guys.
We have my cousin, John Donaghy, and Rose. Patricia, she said today I'm her godfather. Well, she's my godfather. Not that we know it, but
Yeah.
she's been a pain in the ass from the time I got there. The first apartment we had when they came to visit, and Patricia was maybe, I don't know, 9 or 10 months old, and she was in one of these little walkers, and we had a wooden floor in our apartment, beautiful oak wooden floor, and she was going all over. Well, whoever was down underneath us went berserk and started banging on the pipes, and we had to go. I finally said, I'm going to go down. I go down and bang on the door. He wouldn't come out, but you almost caused me to get evicted.
Sorry.
And Sharon, her sister, who's always sort of like being a lot quieter than Sharon had joined us last night. We had a nice visit with her. Another great friend, end of the table there, John McInerney.
That's the three of us.
John McInerney, his claim to fame was he was the manager and ran Carol's Lounge for all the social activity, all the betting and the. So
Investing.
and investing. And of course, it's been a while since we've seen Eddie O'Sullivan. Eddie and I had some adventures back in the day. Thank you. And it's so nice to see everybody. Really, I know that, Noreen, Mary's all right. I shouldn't have stood with my back to you there.
Oh, that's okay.
But anyway, John McInerney almost caused Peggy having a heart attack one time in Dublin.
It was her fault.
She was shopping in Cleary's, and then somebody grabbed her. She turned around. Well, that's what she told me.
See? All right.
Continue.
He's as good as me.
He's just as good as you.
Get it? How more?
He says, what are you doing? What are you doing here? Anyway, we got together, and all of these little things over the years. Noreen, and we're very sorry that Jean is not with us anymore. Now, let's just think about the people that are not with us. We're very lucky that we have a lot of us. And the theme for my little talk is lucky. When we had our 50th anniversary, my theme was thankful. I was thankful this time, I just want to be, my theme is lucky. Can we just have maybe a moment of silence for the people that have gone? Gene, John Fleming, and maybe all of you weren't as friendly with Tommy Greer as I was. Tommy was a good friend. So if we just take 30 seconds. Just some highlights from my life. Pick one. I don't want anybody to start crying.
We could get up and go now.
I was. Wait a minute. Yeah, well, I've had a lot in my life, so don't don't wind me up. I'm going to touch on some things that are important to me, and I might never get the opportunity to talk about them again. The one thing I want to do is, I was lucky, very lucky, that I met Johnny Donaghy in Ireland when we were 14 years old. And me and my cousin, PJ Hines, we got him into some trouble. That we were always getting in trouble. We got him into some trouble. But anyway, the lucky part of it was that when I came to America when I was 18 years old, I knew him. And I started living with an aunt and uncle that were next door to where he lived. And he introduced me to his friends. And that's how I got to know Eddie O'Sullivan, John McInerney, Gene Donovan, Jimmy McDevitt, Jimmy McLone, Tommy Greer, there's a few more, John Fleming. Absolutely unbelievable. After I was here a short time, I thought I had died and gone to heaven. And most of those people, their parents took to me like I was probably poor lost soul that they were taking me in. But
my mother said, stay away from that.
Well, there's always an exception. So did his father. But there's always an exception. But anyway, I came to America in January 1958. September 1958, I joined the Army. I was lucky, again, here's the lucky thing. When I got in the Army, I was able to go, I volunteered for the 101st Airborne. 101st Airborne, I even knew that it was an elite outfit. I got in, and I'm so proud of that a little guy like me came from Ireland, I get into the 101st Airborne. I jumped out of planes, I did all the things. But before I got into the 101st, I actually won a boxing championship. I won 8 fights in a row, and I was like, I won a boxing championship. I had done that in Ireland.
You got good training in North Everest.
We even came
brothers. His brothers, we toughened them up. I made John Donaghy or Jimmy McLone or Jimmy McDevitt. We have pictures. I have some pictures. The 101st took my company to New York because we had, however they measured it, we came in first in the division, and we got to parade on 5th Avenue. So I'm here parading with the 101st on 5th Avenue, which, made me feel good, and all these guys come around to see us. When I got out of the service, and now you have to bear with me, because like I said, it's going to be a while before I'm 90 to go through this again. I worked for Citicorp when I got out of the service, just down the street here. I worked on 53rd and Park. Actually, the back of the building is on Lexington, 399 Park Avenue. And then I went to work for the Bank of New York. I loved working for the Bank of New York. That was my dream company at the time. And of course, everything has changed since then, but I just loved working for the Bank of New York. During that period, a lot of us were hitting the Tuxedo Ballroom. And again, speak about being lucky. Who do I run into one night? Mac is with me, and Jimmy McLone was with me, And we met Peggy and Kay McGlone and Peggy's sister, I think it was. Mary Mulcahy. And anyway, we ended up, 2 out of the 3 ended up getting married. Kay was her friend, and Jimmy was my friend. We ended up getting married.
And I've been no friends.
And I've been stuck with. I mean, I've been with Peggy ever since. And now talk about luck. That was the luckiest thing I think that ever happened to me in my life, because she and I have been a great team. We got married in '62. We had 2 kids. We went to Ireland. These are, we did so many different things together. It's unbelievable. I went to work for Aer Lingus. Great opportunity. I got back to Ireland to do what I was doing here. And we had, I think, the best 2 years of our life in Dublin. We came back.
This is a product
We came back with 3 kids. Patricia was born in Dublin, and I'm not going to go through the story of that. I told the story of that night when she was born. But anyway, Patricia was born in Dublin. We came back, she was only 3 months old. We belonged to an Irish club, big Irish club in New Jersey. And I was president of the Irish Club. And another thing I'm very proud of, and this is where I feel lucky, I got involved with the mayor of Morristown and the police chief and all that. And I was the chairman of the St. Patrick's Day Parade, the first St. Patrick's Day Parade in Morristown, New Jersey. It's one of the most successful parades, St. Patrick's Day parades in America. We insisted on no public drinking. Now, I was tired of all this drinking being associated with the Irish, and it worked out unbelievable. Oh, I'm not bragging or anything, but I was a corporate vice president, and I ended up being a vice president at Chemical Bank, and they gave me the responsibility to convert, to consolidate all of Horizon's processing into chemicals. And he also gave me 2 years bonus. So we ended up going out to Arizona. Peggy and I moved from Scottsdale. We were living in Scottsdale. We moved over to resort community, and we were always into something. We formed an Irish American club. Within no time at all, we had 200 members. We went on a trip to Ireland with 25 of them. We had balls, we had dances, and we had all kinds of things. It was very, and it is still a very successful club. I never was a great golfer, but I did like the golf. And there was one period in my life that I was playing great golf, and I actually won our club championship. These guys might not believe it, because when I play with them, I can't play. I think I'm just hungover, but
They make sure you're hungover.
Before you start. Tommy wouldn't do that.
No.
We turn them upside down to get the money out.
He's the soft.
I must say that
Easy money.
Easy.
overall, I've had some health issues and things like that, but I'm 80 years old. I can still run, I can still walk, I can still play golf, whatever I have time for. I'm lucky. And I think, like I said before, the luckiest thing that ever happened to me was Peggy. And I think there were a lot of people in carols in different places that didn't think it was going to work out. Well, guess what, guys? You're all wrong. It worked out. I feel, I think it was Lou Gehrig that said I'm the luckiest man on the face of the earth. I won't say that, but I'm a very lucky person. When I look around and I see that the people that I've known for how many years, I wasn't talking about you. You're always so damn, you're just like our Patricia. Ready to jump. You're ready to, you know, what do you mean by that? But I'm so thankful. And I wanted to give a special thanks to Patricia. She brought in champagne today and some food. She knows that Cronin's are always looking for.
Where'd you hide it?
You guys drink everything so fast you don't even know who's there. And
You got one,
my
You get the picture?
biggest thanks is to Deirdre. Deirdre is our youngest, and she's an organizer. And she did a lot of things as far as getting people to contribute to the fantastic video, which you haven't seen.
I'll share it. I promise. I just haven't shared it yet. I'll share it.
But it is on. It's really fantastic. But I just want to thank everybody for coming, and to once again say that I'm lucky because I know all of you, most of you, for a long time, and I'm so happy that we were able to have this little get together. Thank you so much.
Well done.
The Cronin family in Ireland. All of the Cronin family. As Deirdre knows every one of them now. So, cousins and children and all that type of thing. It's a privilege for Martin and myself to be here today to celebrate John's 80th. He's the first of our siblings to achieve this great age, even though he doesn't agree himself. Our older brother Paddy unfortunately passed away at 45, and we felt that we couldn't let this occasion pass without being here with him. And even though he spoofs a lot, he's a great guy.
It's easy to take money off with the God.
Well, that's a given. We came from a small area in Ballina. Now he talks about America, so I want to talk about Ireland. We came from a very small area in Ballina. We were born in a two-bedroom house, in a terrace. Well, it wasn't. It was a semi-detached house. 6 boys, 1 girl. John was the second. I was the third. He was always one of those guys. He was grumpy and contrary. And then
You had to be in that.
you talk about being lucky. We were lucky.
When I left.
He joined the boxing club. And he arrived home one day with this big bag of sand, about that size. And luckily enough, we had a big shed out the back, where my grandfather actually built it. My father used to put turf, used to burn turf. So he gets a rope, ties it around the bag, puts it up around the rafter and puts it down and ties it, and there it was. And then he'd go out and he'd go, and the whole shed would vibrate. We'd be in the house and the shed would go. And then he'd throw off the gloves. And he'd run out the gate and he'd run out the road for about a mile or two. My Jesus, we were lucky to get rid of him. So that's ours.
Well,
You had your turn. Now let him
Behave yourself.
he made comments.
No, I'd make you. So that, you know, when we think back of how somebody from an area in the west of Ireland, who a lot of people at that time thought it was the middle of nowhere, could come to, and another, when he, as he got on to about 16, 17, he decided he was going to go to work. He worked for a company at that time, and God helped the company, but he lasted about a year. And then he decided he'd go to England, a neighbour of ours. So he went to England for a year, and he came back. And I'll always remember when he left for America, and you talk about an Irish way, and he had an Irish way because my grandmother was buried the day after you left it, around that time.
She was buried the day before.
Yeah. So
I had to bring the news to all
Yeah.
the people in Manhattan.
that's right. So he left. Thanks be to God he left. But our family has been always a very close family. All of us. The 7 of us have always been very, very close. Now we don't tell fibs, or we don't mess around with it. We just tell it as it is. So I finish up by saying it's great to meet some of John's friends in America who looked after him, and I know he needed looking after him.
Their parents looked
It's
at
great. It's great to meet him. Well, not to meet again, John and Rose, great friends, and who have been in our town and in our house, and meet the rest of you. And this is a very, very special day for us. And we'll carry great memories back to Ireland from the States, and we'll have lots of stories to tell. It might not all be true, we'll tell them anyway. So again, John and Peggy, thanks very much for your hospitality.
She was about 33 or 34. She came over here, went back home, and came back again, and went back again. She was here twice. So there was a road made. There was
Yeah.
friends there, and so
I probably
To
would
everybody.
I would never have been out here.
she
except
probably
for my
encouraged
mom.
you, know,
Yeah.
to do the adventure.
Right.
Cheers.
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 If I had a drink now, geez, I'd be all right.